guys, it's Melissa, and if peanut butter and chocolate don't already sound so good together, let's go ahead and turn them into brownies and make them guilt-free by using nutrient-dense cacao powder, fiber-rich bananas and whole grain flours, heart-healthy oils, and absolutely no refined sugars. Sound good? Then meet me in the kitchen. Now, while we are recreating these brownies to be better for us, please remember that they still are a dessert, and promise me that you're not going to eat the whole tray in one sitting, okay? Then let's go ahead and preheat our oven to 350 degrees and prep our 9x9 baking pan. We are going to spray it with cooking spray. You can also use parchment paper here as well. My love for one bowl, one pan, one pot recipes is so strong because who likes doing dishes? And this is another one bowl recipe. So grab your one large mixing bowl and 2 overripe bananas. Here they are. Go ahead and peel those bananas and then mash them up in your mixing bowl. We want to use a fork and mash these bananas up until they are the consistency of baby food. You don't want any chunks. You want to get them really smooth here. Now add in 3/4 cup of coconut sugar. We're using coconut sugar to keep this refined sugar free. You can also use maple syrup or honey here. 1/2 cup of that heart-healthy olive oil. And again, I say this in all of my baking recipes that the olive oil gives it a beautiful richness, and if you start baking with olive oil, you will love it, I promise. It's always my secret ingredient. But if you don't like the flavor of olive oil, you can use a melted coconut oil or a neutral flavored oil such as an avocado oil here. And add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then let's mix all of those wet ingredients up together. I like to use a whisk when I'm whisking them up just to really get that sugar fully combined into our ingredients. Now we are moving on to our dry ingredients. Earlier, I took old-fashioned oats and I put them into my little mixer and blended them down to create oat flour. If you want to see what else I'm going to do with all of this oat flour I just made, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you don't miss it. Let's add in 1/4 cup of oat flour and then add in 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. And again, we're using these whole grain flours because they are higher in fiber to create a little bit better dessert recipe for us. And then add in 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I do use some all-purpose flour in baking because if you use too much of the whole grain flours, you're going to have a really dense dessert, and we're looking for it to still have a little bit of that light and fluffy texture. Add in 1/4 cup of cacao powder. Now, cacao powder is less processed than cocoa powder, so it's going to contain more fiber, it's going to contain more protein than that cocoa powder. But if you're looking for something that's a little more budget friendly, you can stick to that cocoa powder. Either or, you're going to get a great chocolatey flavor here. Sprinkle in 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and then let's combine all of our ingredients together, giving it a really good mix. But again, don't over mix because we don't want something that's chewy or too dense tasting. Pour the batter into your 9x9 prepared baking dish. And here, if you just want these brownies without the peanut butter, go ahead and put them in your oven. Otherwise, we are going to use natural peanut butter, so there is no added sugar, and you're going to take 1/2 cup of natural peanut butter and dollop it right on top of your brownies. And then very simply take a butter knife and spread it all the way through so it just becomes well combined but still sits basically on the top. Now, a little trick, if your natural peanut butter, you're just pulling it out of the fridge, go ahead and measure out 1/2 cup and pop it in the microwave for a few seconds just so it's easier to work with. Instead of the nut butter, you can buy some dark chocolate chips and sprinkle them all over on the top of these brownies. You could also do that in addition. Just make sure that the chocolate chips are 70% or above so you're really getting the benefits, the antioxidants of the dark chocolate. It's time to bake some brownies. Go ahead and put them in the oven for anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. You can do the toothpick test, take it out, make sure the toothpick comes out clean. Also make sure that the brownies look completely firm in the pan and they're not jiggling around at all. We are cooling these brownies completely in our pan before we take them out to cut up and enjoy, or you can keep them in your fridge. I like to store anything I make with bananas in the refrigerator because I find that it lasts a little longer, and they will last up to 5 days. And if yours lasts up to 5 days, props to you, because my family gobbles these up. You gave it a 10. If you are looking for more guilt-free dessert recipes, check out my chocolate desserts right here. I'll put the link in the description box down below. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification as I post short and effective workouts on Mondays and Fridays and healthy, family-friendly cooking videos on Wednesdays. And I can't wait to see you guys on Friday for a workout. Bye.